at Johnston Casuals, we make furniture. We kind of make it the old-fashioned way. We make it by hand. We've got a few pieces of equipment. We've got a laser cutter, but most everything else is done by hand. So it's a very people-oriented business. I'm third generation furniture maker. My grandfather started making bedroom wood furniture in 1927. My grandfather was, he was born on a farm in the old 60 part of Wilkes County. That's the highway. And he wanted to do something besides farming. And so he got a job at the local casket company. It was called Turner White Casket Company. Extended for about 4 blocks on south of our main street in North Wilkesboro. And his first job was water boy. I thought he made sure the drinking fountains ran okay, but in those days there weren't any drinking fountains. In the 1900s, the 1910s, he walked to the river and filled up a container of water and came back and went around to each machinist in the factory with a ladle and let them drink water that way. And that was his first factory job. He and a couple of partners started American Furniture in 1927, making wood bedroom furniture out of the oak and the maple that we have in our mountains and foothills around here. I had the opportunity to work for them out of college, and was in a scheduling administrative role. I learned how to make a lot of furniture, chairs, every day, and that was instilled in me by the work efforts of Wilkes County people here. We were owned and sold to a conglomerate that bought a lot of furniture companies in the 70s, early 1970s. They bought 13 furniture companies and they bought ours. So my family was starting to get out of that, and I went to work in the late 70s for one of the companies that they purchased in upstate New York. We made a lot of the chairs that the senators sit in. When you see Senate sessions where they're getting questions answered by cabinet chairmen and other figures, most of the senators are sitting in walnut edged bustle-back chairs made at the Gunlock Company. I wanted to get back south, so there was a company that was struggling here called Shaver Howard, and the year was 1980. I decided to come back south where I wanted to be in North Wilkesboro, and gave it a run. You know, we really bought it without a lot of due diligence, and we really took a chance on it and my skills to try to make something of it. And we had a tough go in the early 80s because of a lot of extenuating circumstances in the economy and those things around, but we finally made it go. So it wasn't something that happened overnight or over a year or over 2 years. It took about 5 to 6 years for it to finally start happening. And it really happened when we got a big break by selling a chain of stores based in Atlanta all over the Southeast called Storehouse. They bought some stools and some chairs from us, and they had like 35 stores, and it really gave us a big shot in the arm. We started making beds for them. We started making coffee and end tables for them. So we rode them until we became profitable and could start taking some more marketing chances, and then we started doing that, and we started attracting some better salesmen. We got a new showroom in High Point, a different showroom, a larger showroom. I've always been a forward thinker, a mover. I live in the future, a little bit in the present, but more in the future, and very little of the past.
Furniture goes up and comes down, and there's been a lot of rocky roads for a lot of people, and the fact that he is the only furniture manufacturer left in Wilkes County says a lot about Johnston Casuals. I feel like what sets Johnston Casuals apart from other manufacturers in the industry is our willingness to accommodate the customer.
I've seen the industry evolve and change through the years as it grew from more of a flowing catalog showroom style case goods operation into a made-to-order furniture. You know, the food's there, it's ready, but how you want it. So that's how we're making furniture today. We're making some of what we're selling to build it up to a just-in-time inventory level, and then we're finishing it out to the customer's need, to meet the customer's immediate needs and desires. So it's no longer building hundreds of black chair frames, for example, with black leather seats, but we're going to do 20 of these in white, and this customer will want them in gray, or this one in metallic silver or chrome. And the seat selection out of those may differ, 5 of this in a nice leather, or 5 of those in a different vinyl, or something in between.
In my 21 years here at Johnston Casuals, what I've seen mainly change in the industry is the variety of products that are offered. In fact, when I started in furniture almost 40 years ago, I worked at a plant that made 2 different suites of furniture. Today, I think here at Johnston Casuals, we make well north of 50 different suits. So there's a lot more variety for the customer to choose from.
We've evolved a lot in the last 20 years. From 1980 to 2005, we were in the business of solely making a piece of furniture, boxing it, and selling it to a retail store around the country. That was our business. Then we started selling some designers. Some of them never touched the piece of furniture. They bought it from you from their home. They had a delivery guy receive it, and that delivery guy delivered it to your home. We started selling those kind of people.
In designing a new product, we either will receive a drawing from a designer, or it's an inspiration from one of the people here at the factory, or one of my designs. And we will first draw it up to look at it and try to evaluate it as much as we can, either in sketches or in computer design. And then once we have a design we like, we will draw out the parts that need to be cut on the laser or the router, and then all the parts that have to be made by hand, we will make up drawings for that and send it to our samples designer, Chris. He'll put a rough frame together that we can evaluate, look at, and it's all tacked together, not fully welded, and so we can adjust it or add parts or change parts as we need. Once we have it to where we're content with it, he'll fully weld it up, and then it's ground and powder coated, and proceeds to a point where we can again evaluate it, or if it's ready, we'll photograph it and take it with us to market.
Our employees are really talented people. Everything we do has a jig that helps us make things repeatable, but all that is created by hand. You can see the marks left by a grinder. You're going to see welds on our furniture, and that's put there by a skilled craftsperson. The metal, whenever it comes into us, is just straight tubes. You know, anything that has a roll in it, almost all of our furniture has some sort of roll or bend to it. That's all done by hand.
We're very diligent people. We have a lot of employees that care about the company, and I think that's been a huge success for Johnston Casuals, is the employees. And we're not just workers and employers. We're more like a big family.
To work for Joe, I mean, it's fun. I mean, he's a good guy. He comes around. He says hey to everyone. I mean, he's not like a stick in the mud boss. I mean, he treats you like you're somebody and you're not just another number on his payroll.
I like the fact that you can talk to the owners and they treat you like people. It's good to work for Joe. Joe's good to me. He's always been good and fair. Deb is wonderful. She's one of a kind.
I think a lot of Joe and Deb both, and they've been real good to me. And you know, you never think when you come to work somewhere, I'm gonna be there 40 years. No, you don't think that.
What does the 40th anniversary mean to me? I think it means more to my husband, Joe Johnston, who started this company 40 years ago, and I'm very proud of him. It shows his perseverance.
The 40th anniversary of Johnston Casuals means we must be doing something right.
It means a lot. I mean, it's good for the company, you know, good for the community, and see if they keep on another 40 years.
Johnston Casuals being able to survive the ups and downs and the waves of the furniture industry is impressive.
You know, the biggest thing for me is I'm a worker. I like to work. You know, people ask me, when are you going to retire? And I'm like, retire? You know, I love working. So it makes me happy that I can come in here every day and do what I do. Johnston Casuals 40th anniversary means a lot. I mean, not only have I worked here for 34 years, but my family's been a part of that also.
Johnston Casuals 40th anniversary, it means stability. It means that we've been around for a long time and that we will be around for a long time to come, which is a comfort for me, knowing that I have a secure job, and for those that I work with.
The biggest task that faces me daily is making sure our factory runs and runs efficiently. And to do that, we need to have plenty of opportunities to sell furniture around the country. We've created a lot of them through the retail partners that we have. And we've also started about 15 years ago selling our furniture through other factories around this region in making very decorative bases for sofas, bar stools, and other decorative parts of furniture. That's what's kept us running to this day, and I see a bright future for that still. I'm glad to be a part of this industry, and I'm glad to be third generation, and I'm glad we have the fourth generation working here in Blaine, Johnston.
Working for Johnston Casuals is great. I love it. It's here in my hometown. You know, every day's different. It's all new challenges for me each day. One day I'm working on designing a chair. Another day I'm programming our CNC router. Another day I'm going and visiting a customer to find out what it is they need.
I'm not sure what I think is the future of Johnston Casuals. I hope that it continues as it is.
There are many people who ask me what's going to happen to Johnston Casuals. Bankers, neighbors, friends, my family. I'm a people-oriented person, so I would like somebody to take this over to continue it running like it is now and have new ideas about a way to grow it and expand it and employ the same people.